Let us see Spring Data JPA. I'll create a new project. In that new project, I will be choosing database interaction dependencies, whatever dependencies required to interact with the database. Let's go to start.spring.io. I'm choosing a group as com.lara, artifact ID as app2. Go to the dependencies. One is a Spring Web. This already we have seen in case of first project. The second one, data JPA. Type Spring Data JPA or JPA or data. This is the framework which is used for interacting with the database. We can get one in-memory database. How to get? Click on Add Dependencies, H2 database. These three dependencies are required while interacting with the backend. H2 database, Spring Data JPA, Spring Web. Spring Web already we have seen for REST APIs and Tomcat server. Spring Data JPA, internally it is using Java Persistence API. H2 database, it is a in-memory database. You don't require to install this database. Automatically, this database you will be getting. I'm creating a new project from start.spring.io. Application name is app2, group ID is com.lara. Then dependencies, three dependencies. One is a Spring Web, second one data JPA, third one H2 database. Generate, click on generate. Choose the location. Yesterday we have seen app 1. Now go for app 2. These are the three dependencies, everybody. Go to the location where app2 zip file is there. Extract this zip file by using WinZip or WinRAR. Right click, extract to app2. Go inside. This is what the application content. Go to file, import existing Maven project. Click on browse app2 application one more time till you see .mvn and src. You have to go inside. Click on finish. Expand application to observe again pom.xml. The Spring Boot version. Please observe Java version. There are three dependencies now. Spring Data JPA, Starter Web, H2 database. It's a in-memory database. H2 database is a in-memory database. In the memory itself, database will be created. Then come to the second one, application dot partition. Here not only server, you need to configure something related to your database. You can choose any port number that already we have seen. For H2 database, you need to choose a data source. Choose the same data source, whatever I have typed. Then, to see the H2 database, console should be enabled. To see the H2 database, console should be enabled. In order to see any SQL command in the console, SQL command in the console, then go for show SQL as a true. Save it. This is the second step, very important step. Come to the next one. We understood the application class. Now, right click on the existing package, go to the new, select a class. I'm choosing class name as a person. Everybody, right click on available package, go to the new, choose a class, specify class name as person. Class name as person. This person class should be entity type. On top of the person class, @entity, entity, @entity, @ID. This also should be imported. Check it out to 2 imports. On top of the person class, @entity, that entity is available here. On top of the ID attribute, @ID, that ID is available here. Everybody. Now, let us run the second application. We developed only one entity class with the 3 attributes. One entity class with the 3 attributes. Now go to application class. Try to run the application class. Whatever application 1 was running, I'm just terminating. You can see. Now let's start. Click OK. See, we got some message in the console. Guys, dropping the table if at all it is available and creating the table. These 2 SQL commands displaying in the console because of show SQL is a true. We configured show SQL is a true. That is why both the SQL commands are displaying. Second SQL command, creating a table. Table got created. Let us see the table. Go to the I'm just commenting HTTP localhost 7076 is a port number slash h2-console. This is what the URL you need to enter in the address bar in order to see content of the H2 database. H2 database console can be accessed. H2 database console can be accessed. You can specify H2 database console access. This hash mark is a comment in the properties file. In the properties file, we can comment anything through hash mark. Now, take this one, everybody, not the hash mark. After hash mark, whatever is there, this much content to copy. Go to the browser. So here, in your system, JDBC URL may be different. Whatever JDBC URL we specified here, copy this much. Specify the same. You have to change the JDBC URL. First time only I have to change. From second time onwards, it will be as it is. Data source URL is there. Copy data source URL. Mention the same under JDBC URL. Whatever data source URL is there, same copy into JDBC URL. You can't connect. This is the database content console of the H2 database. You can see person table. Expand the person table. You can see 3 columns. ID, first name, last name. For every entity class, table will be creating while starting itself. We don't require to create a table. For every entity class, a table will be created while starting an application. How many entity classes are there in our application? We developed only person.java. We made that person.java as an entity. How to make a class as an entity? @entity. Then what is the need of @ID? This field will be mapping to primary key column in the person table. ID, whatever attribute is there, this attribute will be mapping to primary key column of the person table. Inside a person table, it will be mapping to primary key column. It is mapping to primary key column ID. Then other 2 columns will be ordinary columns. First name, N is the uppercase. While choosing a column, it is choosing first underscore name. You can check it out in the database. First underscore name, last underscore name, then ID. ID tag, first underscore name, last underscore name. A simple table creation. We don't require to create a table explicitly. Automatically table is created by using JPA. Automatically table is created. For every entity classes, table is created, but mandatory condition is that entity class should have a @ID for primary key. Without a primary key, table is not allowing to create. We cannot create a table without a primary key. That is why @ID is a mandatory. @ID is a mandatory. On top of the person, entity, on top of the ID, @ID, then first name and last name. So person is mapping to one table. Person is mapping to one table. The table name also person. Come on. The table name also person. ID is mapping to one column. That column name also ID. First name is mapping to another column. That column name is first underscore name. Last name is mapping to another column. That column name is last underscore name. Then, if you want to change the table name, I don't want class name itself as a table name. Class name itself as a table name, I don't want. I want a different one. Go for table, specify name, p underscore tab, whatever name you want. Please observe, you need to stop the application. Application already running, go to the console, terminate the application, rerun the application. First to terminate the application, then rerun for any changes. Try Control F11. We modified a default table name. We have modified a default table name. Now, go to the browser, refresh, reconnect. For every restarting, it will be asking us to reconnect. Now you can see table name as p underscore tab. Table name as p underscore tab. Expand it. You can see column names. ID, first underscore name, last underscore name. How to change default column name? Let us see how we can change default column name. I'm stopping the application. We may forget afterwards. Let us go for @column. It also should be imported. Name is equal to p underscore id. And just modified. Again, column name is equal to. So last name L underscore name. I modified ID column name as a p underscore id. Last name column name as a L underscore name. On top of the attribute, you have to give @column. @column should be on top of the attribute. Any attribute can have a different name. Any attribute can have a different name. Please observe. Now stop the application, rerun the application. Stop the application, rerun the application. Application stopped, reran. Go to the browser, H2 console, refresh, reconnect, expand p underscore tab. You can see ID as a p underscore id. Last column as a L underscore name. Last column as L underscore name. Whichever names you wanted, you can modify. For every entity class, one table is created. Inside that table, there should be one attribute with ID, @ID. @column is very optional. If you want to change column name, then @column is required. Even @table also optional. If you want to change table name, then you require @table. Now let us insert one record into the person table. What is the procedure to be followed? In order to manipulate data inside a table, you require a repository. Through repository, we can able to manipulate data inside a table. It can be inserting or updating or deleting or reading. Insert, update, delete, read. All we can able to do through repository. Let me show how to create a repository and how to use that repository. Right click on the same package, everybody. Go to the new, specify interface. Repository is an interface. Every entity class should have a one repository to manipulate the data inside the table. I'm choosing person repository. Interface name can be any name, but it should be sub-interface to CRUD repository. There is a predefined repository. That repository is a CRUD repository. Control space bar, control space bar. This CRUD repository should take two generics. This CRUD repository should take two generics. One is a entity class name. For which entity we are defining a repository. For which entity we are defining a repository. Second one, what is the primary key column? What is the primary key column data type inside that entity? We choose the p underscore id as a column for the primary key, id as an attribute, data type is an integer. CRUD repository, you need to import CRUD repository taking two generics. First one is the entity class. For which entity we are defining the repository. Inside that entity, what is the primary key data type? Please observe. From the CRUD repository, several methods inherited. If you want to see the methods, go for control spacebar. Lot of methods available in the CRUD repository. All are inherited to person repository. These are the methods. These methods we can use straight away. All these methods will be implementing by framework. You don't require to bother about implementing any of these methods. All these methods are implementing by framework. You need to ask to the framework, please get me an object of person repository. Please get me an object of person repository. Then framework will be implementing methods of person repository and creating an object and giving to you. How we can tell? Go to the application class, add to project. Come on. Person repository. I want to use person repository. Can you provide person repository to me? You have to go for auto void. On top of person repository, if you provide @auto void, then automatically object will be providing by the framework. Framework only sending the object. Framework only providing an object to person repository. @auto void, we are telling to the framework, can you please give me an object of type person repository? You can keep using person repository straight away now. Please remember, framework will take care of providing an object to person repository because of @auto void. Now, I want to use person repository. I cannot use in the main method. Why? Because main method is a static. Person repository is a non-static. We required a non-static method. That non-static method we can get through command line runner. Go for command line runner. Implements a command line runner. From the command line runner, we have a run method. From the command line runner, we have a run method. In the body of the run method, I can make use of person repository. Run is a non-static method. Person repository also non-static method. You cannot use person repository in the main method. Why? Because main is a static. In the main method body, I cannot use this one. But I can use in the run method. This run method anyhow calling automatically from the body of the main method. Come on. Java command calling main method. Main method having a run method execution. This run method execution internally calling this one. Whatever code you are keeping in the run method, that code will be executing while starting an application. Now define one person object. Define one person object. Inside a person class, there are three members, but those three members are private. Those cannot be accessed here. To access here, we require setters and getters. We require setters and getters. Go to the person class. Define setters and getters. Generate getters and setters. You know very well about developing a setters and getters. I'll show you once again. Right click, go to the source, generate getters and setters. Select all, click on generate. Person class containing three attributes. You can see. For every attribute, you defined a setter and getter. How we can define a setter and getter? Right click, source, generate getters and setters. Already it is available. That is why it's not going once again. Now come back to app2 application class. You can go for set ID. I'm setting ID as a 101. P1 dot set first name, not P1 obj. Set first name. Let me go for first name as ABC. Set last name. Let me go for XYZ as a last name. Person object is ready. Try using person repository save method. While saving person object through repository, it will be inserting into the database. What we need to do is storing data in the person object, saving that person object through person repository. Through person repository. Run method automatically executing while starting main method. While starting an application starting through main. Main method automatically calling run method. Run method, it is defining one person object, saving that person object through person repository. Who provided person repository? Framework. Why framework provided? Because of @auto while. We don't require to implement any database methods. We need to know the process of using save method, delete method, finder method, get methods. Lot more methods are there in the person repository. We want to use those methods. So now stop the application if at all it's already started. It is running. Yes, running. Stop it. Then try to run. Click OK. You can see even insert SQL command also showed. Open a browser, refresh, reconnect, click on P tab. You can see select star from P underscore tab. Click on run. You can see the data.